Welcome back to the Core Cars News Tech Lab. Today I'm going to take a look at 10 hidden gems inside the Roku channel store. Roku is a great streaming player with a ton of streaming services. So many it can be hard to find some of the hidden gems inside of it. Now I've given you my opinion, I've shown you what Roku says are the best free Roku channels. Now I've talked to a lot of Roku owners, a lot of cord cutters out there, and asked them what do they consider the hidden gems. Not the ones you know about, not the Tubies, the Crackles, the Roku channels, IMDb TV, etc. But the hidden gems, the ones that maybe don't get as much attention as the other channels. And that's what we're going to try to show you here. Maybe you know about some of these. I know we've talked about a few of them in the past. Maybe some of them are new to you, and maybe this will help you find something new. If you want to add any of these Roku channels to your Roku, I'll put a link to a story over at corecarsnews.com, which includes links to all the Roku channels in this video in the order I talk about them. So let's dive into it, but before we do, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. It really does help us because it lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here. Hopefully we can help you get the most out of your Roku, maybe even break free from the high cost of cable TV, and still watch the shows you enjoy. Let's get started with Hoopla. When I asked for a hidden gem, Hoopla and Canopy were some of the most popular ones that people talked about. The great thing about these here is that they are 100% free from your public library with no ads. So this is a service where you're going to need to find out which one your local library offers, if they offer it. Most libraries I find offer a service like Canopy or Hoopla. I'll show you Canopy in a minute. That allows you to basically borrow movies from your public library through your Roku, Fire TV, and more. They often also have access to like ebooks, CDs, digital downloads, audiobooks, and more. Even things like comic books online. So let's do a quick jump through here. A lot of Nickelodeon content on Hoopla, a lot of Viacom in general. Comedy Central's on here, and they really have a huge collection of different content. Some of this is available in other spots. Other parts of it are not. You don't see a lot of Sesame Street content on free services. Charlotte's Web, though, I'm pretty sure I've seen that in others, but they're with ads. Here with Hoopla, if your local library supports it, ad-free. So a huge collection of different programs. Highly recommend you check it out, including Disney programs. You know, The Swap is here and more. So really nice lineup of content. Check it out. Hoopla, it's also known as Hoopla Digital. It kind of same service, two names. Now Canopy is up next. Very similar to Hoopla, different catalog of content though. With Canopy, they have a lot of content from a large catalog of different distributors, but typically I find most libraries don't have both, right? They'll have one or the other. For example, Canopy has HBO, which includes many HBO documentaries, including The Inventor. This was a widely popular documentary from earlier this year on HBO that's now available. 21st Century, I believe that's 21st Century Fox are in there. They also have HBO documentaries, so just a huge collection of different HBO content. So they do have a lot of movies and television shows, but also a really great lineup of documentaries. Let's check out the movie category in here, give you a quick collection about there. A lot of foreign films are also included, which is really nice if you're looking for that. But then a lot of big name movies here from the United States are also included. Let me see if I can get into, and also independent movies. So, and a ton of other stuff, a lot of TV shows, like I said, from Viacom has a good amount of content in there. The other one I will recommend, this was the next category that came up the most, and it was free news services, with NewsOn being the main one. Now, NewsOn gives you access to a ton of news from around the United States for free from local TV stations. Now, when you launch it, it will try to identify where you live and recommend ones where you got the Wacos and the Austins here. But I can also go down here and say, hey, you know, I grew up in Michigan. Let's go see what local news is streaming from Michigan. So maybe a major event's happening in my hometown or, you know, over here. We can click on that. I can see what's happening in the Lansing and more. So it's really a great feature. The thing I like about this is, you know, there's a hurricane hitting Florida, let's say. I can go over here to Florida. I can check out the different feeds. The other really nice thing about NewsOn is they do offer curated lists. If a major news event's happening, like the recent hurricane down by Florida and Georgia, they will actually put all the stations that are having live coverage right then of that hurricane in one spot on it. So check it out. Also, check out your local TV stations. Many of them have apps on your Roku, which will allow you to watch their news for free on your Roku. I love it because I can go and actually watch the news when I want to watch it. When you have kids, you know, sitting down at 6 or 10 p.m. is not always possible. Next up is Stir. This one is right on the borderline of starting to become more widely known, more popular. It has local news from many different spots, but also live and on-demand feeds of many TV channels. So let's go into the guide here. Step in front of the screen. They'd like to preload the channel, which is kind of annoying when you're trying to prevent any copyright claim IDs. So let me get down here. Nope, that was my bad. I hit that button. But includes channels like Comet, Charge, Buzzer, and more, streaming live, not just on demand, but live, where you can watch them. And it also has a lot of others, like we'll do it down here, like The Long Crime, the Newsy channel, People TV, Buzzer, Comet, and more. I wanted to show you the channel guide, but I don't want to get caught up in any content ID claims on YouTube. Film Rise and more are all on here. They have local news from a lot of different spots. I can browse on-demand TV programming, like here's some classic TV programs out there right now. The Lucy Show, and more classic Western. So really nice collection of content. Stir, 100% free with ads. Check it out. Next up is Court TV. Now, if you remember the cable TV network Court TV from the 90s and the 2000s that was eventually replaced by True TV, well, it's back and it's 100% free over there in many markets, but also streaming online. You can go with a live feed up here. We can also go, hey, I want to watch recent coverage. I can go into, like, hey, I want to learn about one of the O.J. Simpson trials. It looks like here I can watch a bunch of clips and more of it included with it. So Court TV, if you are a huge fan of that kind of stuff, it's 100% free on your Roku. And the Long Crime Network, I believe, was the other one a lot of people suggested. All right, next up, if you remember classic daytime TV, you're probably a big fan of Nonosy, or will be if you don't know about it. This is a huge collection of classic daytime television programs like Steve Wilco, Sally, even like old dating programs like Blind Date are on here. Let me go down the bottom. So a lot of daytime talk shows. Jerry Springer's on here. A lot of reality programming. The Surreal Life is on here. Blind Date, The Fifth Wheel, Life's Funniest Moments, and more. So this is a collection of content for free from Nosy, I hope I'm saying that right, which if you grew up in the 90s, late 80s, early 2000s, you're probably going to recognize a lot of this content. Some of it for memory lane is a lot of fun, and you check it out. And again, they keep rotating the content in here. For a while they had Gladiators, and then it's been rolled out, and Rock of Love Charm School, I guess, has been added. So they're always rotating the content, and many of these services do the same. Next up is the CW Seed. Now, the CW has two different free streaming services. One will offer you access to next day content from the CW, and the other will offer you free content from other places. And the CW Seed is the other one I recommend you check out. They're even reportedly working on a free new original programming for the service, and you can see a huge collection of different content, animated content, live action content, and more in here. So a huge collection of content that I think many people don't have any clue that's here because it's not in the CW app. I think people download the CW app, they skip over the Seed one, and they have no idea about it. So like Batman, Mystery of the Batwoman, animated show is here, Blade, the series is in here, and more. So just a quick kind of rundown of some of the content you will find inside this. So just added category right here, time after time and more. So the CW Seed, 100% free with ads from the CW, but it is not content that airs on the CW. This is different content. So maybe get both apps, get the CW app and get the CW Seed. Next up is Yahoo. So recently Yahoo rolled out a major update to the Roku channel here. Completely different. Of course they have news and videos about what's happening in the world, but they've also added live sports. They have a lot of live soccer on here and a lot more included. Now, unfortunately, NFL football game is from Yahoo is not here. That's still limited to the mobile devices, but there is a lot of content of live sports. They do have news and clips, a lot of NBA content as we're about to get in that season, and finance, entertainment, politics, all the stuff you would expect is in here from Yahoo. So a really good collection of content. And if you're a soccer fan, Yahoo has a ton of free events there. And then lastly, if you are a golf fan, apparently we have a good amount of golf fans that are cord cutters. The USGA Roku channel includes a ton of free content. You can watch some pre-recorded content. They do sometimes have live content and more. So you can get in here, you can check out the US Open coverage, 2019 final round, telecast, and more. So you can actually go in here and say, hey, this is a 4-hour and a half-hour broadcast of that right there. So you can actually get a good amount of content in here for free, including what I think a lot of golfers are a big fan of, a lot of classic programming. So Arnold Palmer in here and more, a lot of classic history content, which I think is great. You know, I think this is something more and more services should do. You have these classic programs. Hey, you're really not making money off that classic golf round from the 70s or 80s, right? Why not put it on a service like Roku? There's actually a surprising demand for streamers to watch classic programming. So I hope more and more sports programs do it. You see ESPN Plus adding a lot of that classic content also. So let's do a quick recap here. Start off with Hoopla and Canopy. You need your public library to support these, but it's free with your public library membership, which you're paying for with your taxes. Why not take advantage of it? And honestly, the audiobooks and more from these, excellent quality. So if you like audiobooks, check them out. Oh, News On is another great one that I didn't mean to click on. That offers local news. To also check out if your local news station has a Roku channel. More and more of them do. Search for your city and station ID if you can't find it. Stir, a huge collection of movies and television shows, including live feeds of things like Comet, Charge, Buzzard, and more. Court TV, live and on-demand content, it's back, free with an antenna in many areas. Nonosy TV, classic daytime television from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. The CW Seed, remember not the CW app, the CW Seed, 100% free television show, really good quality content too. Yahoo News and Live Sports, and for our golf fans out there, USGA. Check them out. Now this is a fraction of the free content available on Roku. There are thousands and thousands of Roku channels out there. So if you have something you want to add as a hidden gem, something that people don't really see a lot, leave us a comment. Let me know. I'll love to hear from you. But if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. Helps us a lot. We produce a lot of content like this, including weekly cord cutting Q&As, daily cord cutting updates, and more. So check it out. cordcuttersnews.com is our website with more news posted every single day over there. Thanks for your support. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.